UK Sea Day, Part 11, Moving House. I've been up since 4, it's now 9 o'clock. I've forced some toast down my throat, even though I'm not hungry. I haven't eaten in a few days, it's not odd for me, but we have a lot to do and I need the energy. I looked at all the stuff we had to move, it was a mountain. We decided to move Sky and Ty first. I would carry Sky and Ty would follow, carrying a few lighter items, and wait inside the door to help move supplies in. Then I will return back to the house, and John and Toby will load supplies into the car, while I have the fun job. I walked over to Sky. After a few chats I found out she was 8 years old. She asked me how old I was. I told her 24, and she told me I looked a lot younger than I was. I laughed and thanked her. She was packing up a small bag with a few things in it. She had laid claim to my old teddy bear I was born with. I don't mind. It's been a few years since Yaya had a hug. He was now in a Cinderella backpack with his head poking out the top. Ty had grabbed a few lighter items, and I had my satchel with the things I needed to do for my part. Toby arrived at the back door, and we were all set. We moved what we could into the back garden. We stopped to wish each other luck, and the three of us headed for the front door. One last check of the road, and we headed out the front. Sky jumped on my back, and we headed out. "No piggyback for me?" Ty asked. "Like I could shift your fat ass," I said, and we moved up the street, giving the couple of creatures that were there a wide berth. We trotted up the road, Ty sticking close to me. We crossed over, and the flat was already in sight. The flats were located in a former church that was converted into 15 small, separate living spaces. It was a nice building, but a lot of low-level windows, so destroying the stairs would be essential. As we turned off, a few monsters further down the road took notice. I could hear Sky start to sob. Ty went pale. "It's okay," I said. "They're slow. I can outrun them, even carrying you." We got to the flats and were instantly buzzed through by the girls. I put Sky down. "Okay," I said, kneeling next to her. "I want you to go all the way to the top of the stairs, and there you're going to meet Lara and Jenna. They will look after you. But they will need to come down and help Ty, Toby, and John move the supplies in. All I want you to do is help," she replied brightly. "No," I said firmly. "You're going to stay upstairs and look after this." I took one of the boxes off Ty. It began to shake. Sky squeaked. "Don't worry, it's only Cleo, see?" I opened the box a little, and Cleo poked her head out, obviously unhappy about her transport arrangement. Sky took the box. "There's also another cat up there called Riley, but be careful, they probably won't get along." "Okay," she said. "What are you going to do?" I repeated. "Stay upstairs." "Good gal. I'll be back in a bit, okay?" "Okay." She's gotten used to me going out now, understanding that we all had a job to do today. "Can I come with you?" she said. This caught me by surprise. Yeah, well, maybe when you're older," I stammered. She smiled, happy at this, and ran up the stairs. I turned to Ty. "Keep an eye on her, man." "Sure," he said. "Right, I'm going to call John and Toby, and they're going to start moving stuff over here. The girls will be down in a second to help you move it." What are you going to do?" he asked. "I get the fun job. I'm the distraction," I replied. I exited the building. A few creatures were already getting close. I got their attention and began to draw them away from the building. They were slow as hell. I had time to light a cigarette, smoke it, stub it out before I started to head for home. The plan was for me to lure as many as possible past our house, past the parking lot where the car was, and away from the area so the others could load and unload in peace. I had acquired a loose mob of about 30 when I exited the parking area and called John. "Give it 5 minutes and then head out." "Got it." I hung up. We proceeded up the hill. I had to be mindful of the creatures I had lured in front of me and any that might be lured behind me, heading towards the noise. I didn't want to be bit on the arse today, or any day for that matter. I made my way up to a junction near a multi-storey car park opposite the shopping centre. I pulled out my satchel a mobile phone that we had acquired a few days ago. I clicked a button on it and it started to play Sweet Child of Mine at full blast. I then threw it onto the first floor of the parking area and took off running into the main town centre. I stopped on the main road. There were more here. I rang John to see how things were going. He replied that the first trip is done, but they're going to need 2 or 3 more. Can I hear music? He asked. Yeah, you like it? I said, more of an R&B man personally. Dude, I want to attract them, not make them run away. I joked. Call me when you're done. I hung up and headed down the street and looked onto the shopping promenade. Glass, shopping trolleys, dead, blood. Just about every single kind of wreckage you could imagine was just lying strewn about, and among them, wandering, hundreds of tightly packed dead. I wasn't getting past this. I picked up a brick and hurled it at the nearest one. Hey, ugly, I yelled. Dead eyes turned in my direction. No shit. A sea of dead headed my way. I took another phone out and threw it in the opposite direction. I was heading back towards the last group. I managed to get past them and run by a pub. A large portion of the group was still following me. My phone rang again. We're just packing up the last lot of stuff. Where are you? Town centre, I replied. I made some new friends. They say they want to meet. Bollocks! I dropped my phone. One was fucking running straight at me. Help! Help! She screamed. She wasn't dead. She was about my age, brunette, 5'5", pink t-shirt, a navy blue sports jacket over the top, and a navy blue tracksuit bottoms, like she was out for a morning jog. Hey, I yelled. God, you have to help me, she replied, grabbing my coat. Okay, calm down, I said. I'm Tom. You are Jane. God, you have to help me, please. Okay, look, quieten down. You're going to attract more of them. My mind confirmed this. 10 were ahead of us, and this was a narrow section of road. They were dead behind us. We're going to die, she cried, and sank to her knees. No, we're not. Get up. I pulled her to her feet. All I had on me was my baton, 4 mobile phones, and a couple of cereal bars for a snack. Okay, how about this? I picked up a shopping trolley. What the hell are you going to do with that? She asked. I go, have you ever seen that film Die Hard? No? Oh, okay, then this will be original for you. You want to stay alive? Stay with me. Okay, stick close. Let's go. I started to run with the trolley in front of me. She kept up well. The dead were almost in a straight line as we approached. I made for the far left of the line and crashed into what appeared to have been an old lady. I heard bones snap, and it crumpled as I released the trolley. I hurdled the trolley and the old lady and kept going, before I heard a scream. I turned and saw the creature had a grip on her trousers. I ran back, extended the baton and hit the nearest advancing creature over the head. It staggered but did not fall. I stomped on the creature that was holding his head. His hand went limp. I took James' hand. Quickly, I said. We ran hand in hand down the road, weaving our way for a less dense crowd. We met on the way. We looped round behind the first group of dead. I dropped the phone. This one was Don't Fear the Reaper. Very appropriate. I got a questioning look from Jane. I'll explain it later, I said. My phone rang. Yes, Mr. Abernathy. John's sometime nickname. What the hell happened? The phone went dead after you swore. I came back quickly. I found a survivor. We're almost back at the house. We're back in the flat in 5, if you're all done. Yeah, we're done. You bringing friends with you? Well, apart from Jane, no. apart from Jane, no. Is everyone okay over there? They're fine, just a couple of boxes to move upstairs. Awesome, I said, and hung up. We jogged back. Jane asked me a few questions. There were others, she replied. A few. 7, including me. I didn't want to go into too much detail, thinking it could be a way of sizing us up as a possible target. Maybe too many zombie books, but it never hurts to be careful. Why didn't you evacuate with anyone else? I said. Couldn't get a ride. Didn't want to walk with those things walking the street. I ran out of food and headed into town. That's when they saw me. I nodded. We'd arrived at the flat. Nice place, she said. Well, with a few modifications, it should be like a fortress. I hit the call button outside, checking behind us. John answered and buzzed us in. Toby met us in the lobby. I introduced Jane to him. He said hi, and we made brief chit-chat. Toby went to head upstairs. Are you forgetting something? I asked. What? He replied. You haven't checked us for bites, I said. Oh yeah. Did you and John check each other? No. Get John down here now. I was angry. I was pretty sure that the bites could transfer the virus or curse or whatever the hell this thing was. John quickly came down, and Toby went first. He pulled his top up, showing his arms, chest, legs, feet. He was clear. John did the same, while I hummed a stripper tune. Toby sniggered. Then came me. I knew I was clear. Jane was the last. Do I have to? She asked. If you want to come in, yes, you do, I said. If you want, there are girls upstairs. They can check, if you don't want us to. She nodded. Jenna, Toby's girlfriend, and Lara, my ex-girlfriend, came down. Me, Toby and John turned round. We wouldn't look, but we were not about to leave the girls there unprotected. Lara came over to me. She has a bandage on her left wrist. She won't let me take it off, she said. Apparently she fell down and cut herself. I sighed. What do you want to do? John asked. I turned round. Jane, I'm sorry if you feel like we're invading your privacy, but we can't let you in here without looking under that bandage. It will get infected, she protested. Look, we have a couple of first aid kits upstairs. We can treat it with disinfectant. I'm not showing you. Well, then you can't stay, I said, coldly. Well, I'm not leaving. She sat on the stairs. Lara grabbed her by the hair and pulled her to the floor. Jenna walked over, pulled her arm out, and ripped the bandage off. What we saw was clean, not a scratch. It was a bite. Jenna squeaked. Lara and John went pale. Toby said nothing. My mind crashed. To be continued. Part 12. Hostage negotiation.